Welcome, my mystic friends. On December 11th, 2025, something is going to be coming full circle for each and every one of us. We have Mercury now re-entering into the fiery sign of Sagittarius. This is literally reopening a story from the universe that's not finished telling you yet. If you've been waiting for clarity, for direction, for a sign, this is going to be the moment that your mind, your spirit, everything finally just clicks into alignment. I'm your astrologer, Patricia Tate. I blend Western traditional and evolutionary astrology in order to help you align with the universe. Now, before we enter into the heart of today's astrology, I want to honor the community. We have now crossed over into 52,000 subscribers. It is because of you, your likes, your shares, your comments, every moment of engagement. It sends out this ripple into the universe and it keeps this channel growing. And thank you for supporting this sacred space. Now, as we step into these powerful transits, I want to remind you about my specials and my 2026 year ahead astrology forecast. These are videos and guides in order to help you prepare for what's coming in 2026, the energy that's reshaping our year ahead. You can find everything at willowgracemystic.com. You can check out my holiday specials. There is the Sagittarius solar return that you can use Sagittarius 10 at checkout. Live astrology readings are right here every other Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out my Patreon for exclusive content. I offer 2 lives and there is a 1-week free trial membership. And for all details of this, visit willowgracemystic.com or the link down below. So something for each and every one of us. It's now bringing us back around. When a planet stations retrograde, it has us go over specific areas of our life. And so this is about the story of us coming full circle. Mercury is now re-entering into the sign of Sagittarius. It reopens the story of the universe that's saying, right here, go back to this point. This is about bringing clarity and direction. Because Mercury is not just a planet, Mercury is the archetype of the messenger, the bridge. It's the one who can travel in between the two worlds of the thought, the understanding, between intuition and our language, between what we feel and then what we can finally give a name to. Mercury rules over our mind, our voice, our nervous system, the stories that we tell ourselves, the thoughts that run in our head, the connections that we form, the meanings that we assign to every single experience. When Mercury shifts into a different sign, it's your lens of how you're perceiving things that begins to shift. And when we move into a different sign again, you understand that it's reorganizing itself. Now, as Mercury is re-entering into the sign of Sagittarius after this retrograde, the stories that we tell ourselves, the connections that we form, the meaning that we assign to every single experience, it changes our the sign of truth, of expansion, of perspective and possibility, because it's the sign of Sagittarius. The messenger of the gods is now stepping into a fire sign. It's carrying you back to insight, to where you are now ready to hold on to the truth that you hadn't seen, or it hadn't been a complete picture for you before. Now, for weeks, Mercury had been doing only what Mercury can do, moving through the emotional underworld of Scorpio, pulling back these layers. Scorpio is water. It's about stirring up old memories. It unravels these outdated belief systems. It has you revisit these conversations that you thought were over, that you thought were finished. And so during the retrograde season, it's not about doing the light work of Scorpio, because Scorpio asks us to sit with the discomfort, to listen deeply to what your spirit needs to reclaim. And so now, today, as it moves into the sign of Sagittarius, it's something that's opening, something that completes its final arc. What was paused, what was delayed, what was unclear, it now begins to reveal itself with more of a new coherence. When Mercury re-enters into Sagittarius, the messenger, it now rises from the depths of the waters and it returns to the flame, the fire of inspiration, of truth, of spiritual vision. That is Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is the great expander. Jupiter says, lift your gaze. Don't stay small. Don't stay stuck inside of an old story that either you've told yourself or that others have told you. When Mercury moves through this sign, our thinking, it now begins, it stretches. Our intuition, it brightens. Our imagination, it awakens. It's the difference between standing in a dense forest and suddenly stepping out and into a clearing where you can finally see the horizon. This is about reconnecting what is your vision with your own inner compass, and remembering that what you're reaching for, that Sagittarius energy, before life became noisy, before doubt set in, before this retrograde asked you to pause and to recalibrate. Sagittarius, it wants you to reclaim that big idea. It wants you to have that wild dream, the truth that lives underneath everything. Sagittarius energy is expansive. It's connecting with cross-cultural experiences, people, places, and things. Mercury in Sagittarius becomes expansive. As Mercury crosses through this threshold, there is something that will be returning. Think of it as a conversation that was left unfinished. Remember, Mercury rules over our mind, our thoughts, things that we say, things that we do, short distance travel. So think of it as this conversation that you left unfinished, or that was incomplete, or a project that has stalled for you, or a plan that you set aside, and finding that notebook and saying, now is the time, I can go back to it. A connection that's rooted in like shared meaning or a spiritual alignment. Nothing unfolding now is by chance or random. This is karmic timing. This is the moment when your higher mind, your intuition, your wisdom, it now speaks louder than the noise that you hear on the outside. This is the moment where the meaning that's behind everything that's gone over the past month, it now becomes visible. And suddenly, this beauty of Sagittarius is that it doesn't push. It doesn't demand perfection. It just simply invites you. It invites you to open up and widen your lens to what are you seeing as possibilities in front of you. All of these things become these opportunities before it becomes an actual form. The thought is there, and then the form comes after. So as you're stepping into this energy, I want you to imagine your life as a map, and you have it in front of you. And when Mercury enters into the sign of Sagittarius, the compass now lights up and says, this is it. It's illuminating the areas of this is where you've outgrown, and the truth is this is where you're now heading. It's where you're ready to step into more enlightenment. It highlights the paths that you just didn't previously discover or even consider. It's the map lighting up and saying, choose this or this or this. And for many, it's going to open up doors of new connections, people whose energy, it resonates with your next chapter that you're stepping into, and it's not your last. This alignment, it happens in so many subtle ways. You can feel this as a yes within your body, or as an intuitive pull, or a sudden insight, this aha moment. I get it, I see it, I now understand. It's this unexpected invitation. Mercury in the sign of Sagittarius, it's this expansive transit, but it often brings with one single spark, one idea, one conversation, one moment of clarity that shifts your entire trajectory of, I now understand why I had to go back to that conversation, why I had to finish that project, why I had to go and do this. And so the key to it is you don't have to have the whole plan. You only need to look at what is the next step. Mercury in Sagittarius, it asks you to trust the journey, not the certainty of what's unfolding, to embrace the discovery, not to have control of things. And above all, it's about following the truth. It's not limitation. It's not the echo of old doubts. And this is where it stretches our soul. This is where optimism returns. It's not about being blind, but wise, because now you carry this insight that the retrograde revealed for you. So it's pausing, taking this deep breath, feeling into what is returning within you, what you've completed, what dream did you set down, what ideas are now resurfacing with new strength, and what truth is now asking to be lived more fully within you. Take this time period as a moment of reclamation, a moment of alignment. That's what retrogrades ask us to do, to go back, to rethink, review, reevaluate, so that we can recalibrate. This is the time where your own inner voice, it becomes louder than the pause and the hesitation. Look to reconnect with what is the bigger picture. That's Sagittarius energy. Look beyond the immediate problems. Feel into what is your deeper purpose. Trust what is now expanding for you. Trust what moves you from inside. Trust what's pulling you towards something that's bigger than what you thought before. Because when Mercury enters into the sign of Sagittarius, our mind becomes the bridge between our past and our future, between experience and meaning, intuition and visually seeing the clarity. You are not starting over. You are continuing now with greater wisdom. As Mercury returns into Sagittarius, your soul is now being invited into a higher expression of the truth. Look to release these beliefs that have been shaped by fear or from an outdated version of yourself. Look to think boldly again. Sagittarius energy. Imagine your life through a wider lens. Scorpio asked us to go deeper. Sagittarius asked us to cast the net wide. One that honors your own inner fire, your spiritual path, the destiny that is now unfolding beneath the surface for you. Look to choose the thought that can expand who you are. Look to follow curiosity. It's not having all the answers. It's wanting to expand through wisdom, through knowledge, through collecting more information by connecting with other people, places, and things. Look to speak your truth with grace. Let these connections reflect your own inner growth. Your mind is becoming this vessel for the inspiration. Let it stretch, let it expand, let it breathe, let it reach towards this new possibility again, but now with more wisdom, more knowledge. A mantra for you can be, my mind is expanding towards truth. My dreams, they are returning to me with clarity, and I am walking forward with courage and curiosity and trust. So thank you so much for being here. I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. And if you're ready to take a look at what's ahead of you for 2026, check out my 2026 astrology forecast. You'll find a link for that in the comments below.